So we decided that in conjunction with promoting Ticket Stock that we would do our own little back sell of this program and pick certain topics that we haven't touched on in quite some time, tell some stories. And we have pulled so many pranks on each other through the years. It's been pretty ridiculous. Some large in scale, some not so much. But one of the ones that really kicked everything off, that kicked it off was, Danny and I joined the show about the same time, right around 99, 2000.
I think it was late 2000. You were summer of 2000 maybe? And I think I was late.
I was January of 2000.
January? Okay, I joined in the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And probably in 2001 is when we had our first big trip together in which we all went to spring training.
Mm-hmm.
And spring
in
training.
Port Charlotte.
Yes, back in the day it was in Port Charlotte, Florida, which is a beaten-ass downtown. I mean, it's terrible.
I loved it.
It is just... I'm not sure there's anything charming or looking back that you romanticize about.
There's not. I mean, it was neat going to spring training and everything like that, but as far as the place, no.
Yeah. And you guys had been there for... You and Greggo.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was not our first swim through there.
Like
been there
4
or 5 years.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So this was our first trip, and before we left, they told us, hey, every single year that we've gone down there to Port Charlotte, we have set up a big dinner with the Rangers GM, and at the time it was Doug Melvin, that the club had arranged a dinner for us, and that you told us, me and Danny, that we needed to bring suits.
Yes, because we were going to the Petroleum Club.
Suit.
Out on Palm Island.
Yes.
Which is where most of the Rangers party stayed. And there was this place called the Petroleum Club out there. And
that was real nice.
Yeah, it was really nice. You had to dress up. And we went to dinner with Doug Melvin every year out there.
Now, at the time, not much has changed with me. I'm not fond of suit wearing, and I'm especially not fond of bringing a suit on the road.
To Florida.
Yes.
And keeping up with that thing.
I can think of few things worse than traveling with suit.
Right. And
but we did. We've got our garment bag.
Oh, yeah. And so we showed up at the airport.
Check your garment bag.
We showed up at the airport, and we meet him at the gate. And you guys were like, you brought your suit, right? I'm like, yeah. We checked it or whatever. Maybe we're carrying on. I don't know. I'm like, where's y'all's? Oh, you said that they tell us that they checked it?
No, they said that they were being shipped.
Yes,
shipped.
Yeah,
yes.
because these guys were so high toned and rubbed it in our face that they were on air talent making the big bucks, and they could afford to have their suits shipped to Port Charlotte, and that they would be at the Petroleum Club. They were going to be couriered to the Petroleum Club, and when we got there, the premise was you and I go in, sit at the bar. Doug would be at the bar. We'd go in and talk to him. In the meanwhile, those guys would go into some auxiliary room and get dressed because their suits would be at the Petroleum Club.
But I believe...
And I believed all of it.
I mean, look, wasn't 15 years old either when we took that job. I was damn near 30.
Same here.
And I believe that, A, you had your suit shipped from here to from here to Florida.
Yeah.
Why would anyone do that?
I wasn't in a position of questioning them
I know,
at the
but
time.
I can't believe I bought that, and then when we got there, it wasn't shipped to the hotel.
Yeah, they weren't wearing their suits on the way to the Petroleum Club.
They had it shipped all the way to the Petroleum Club. Meanwhile, we get done with the show, and you guys are like, all right, time to put your suits on. I'm like, all right, we go in there, and I'm suiting up.
In the press box.
Yes,
we did our show in the press box. We brought our suits to the press box after the show was over. Corby and I go to the bathroom and put suits on. And we're just under the impression that when we get to the Petroleum Club, you guys go in, we go have a cocktail with Doug, who we'd met before, I believe.
I don't know.
Or whatever. And then they'd show up
have.
and we'd all sit down and have dinner in our suits.
Right.
Yeah.
So then we...
But ours would already be there, and we were going to change theirs.
And I believed that.
Yeah, all of it. And then we get in the car, and off we go to Palm Island
Yes, we're heading out toward Palm Island, but we took a little detour along the way.
And by the way, I didn't know where any of this was compared to Port Charlotte.
There's no Google Maps.
No,
you know?
the internet wasn't a big thing back then. We didn't check on anything, and we just knew we were going to the Petroleum Club, which sounded legit because that's like something an old Fort Worth would have. Ooh, let's all meet at the Petroleum Club, and
the suits weren't out of the question. You know, it made sense.
And this trip that we took from the ballpark out to from the baseball facility out to Palm Island,
it was a long
took
drive.
A long time. And finally, I see Greggo put the left-hand turn signal on, and as he does that, I look up, and there's like some shrimp shack type place that he was pulling into.
Some real low rent. Hang on.
Shrimp.
Real low rent, roadside.
Yes.
You know, crappy like beer and crawfish kind of.
Do you remember the name?
Yes, I remember the name. Hang on. And the left turn signal engages, and Corby and I are looking at each other like, "Where are you going?" And there's Greggo making the left turn into Barnacle Bill's.
Yes, and they start singing in unison. The Beatles song,
Hey, Barnacle Bill, what did you kill? Barnacle Bill.
And then the line of...
The great line that Mike issued.
Wait a minute, where's this? Not the Petroleum Club. What's going on? And your line was...
There is no Petroleum Club. There is no dinner with Doug Melvin, but there is a Palm Island.
Yes.
There is a Palm Island.
And that the whole thing was to get us to carry suits out there and to put them on and to believe that we were doing all this. Yeah. Meanwhile, we're going to the most rundown catfish
that place
hut.
wasn't that bad.
Oh, my God. It was such
wasn't that bad.
Such a captain's platter dump.
It was a captain's platter dump. Serving Heineken in schooners.
Dude,
and we go in and sit down, and here's Mike and Greg in jean shorts and flip-flops, and we look like we're in the FBI.
Yes.
And the waitress is, what's with the suits, guys?
Yeah.
I mean, you couldn't be in a more non-suit restaurant than Barnacle Bill's.
Right. And then I just remember hearing the story of...
And they're just laughing.
Us believing the courier bit and the shipping bit. What? Now, mind you... We would get our revenge.
Oh, we'll talk about what happened with revenge tomorrow because this was Suitgate.
Yes, it was Suitgate.
Revenge was exacted in a most serious manner.
Yes,
with Alarmgate.
Right, which still haunts you.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, I think I've gotten over it.
Well, at the very least, when you hear a certain song, you think of it.
Yeah, there is one song that when I hear it, it puts me right back in that place just for a tick.
That sucked, man. That really sucked, didn't it?
Well, so did Alarmgate.
I know, but you weren't wearing a suit.
No, I wasn't wearing a suit. But there is a Palm Island.
I'm aware.